And a very good morning to you. My name is SugaBear.
I'm La Molly.
Yes, this is 104.7 The Drop. We are Denver's urban alternative. Today is Community Corner. You know, we do this every Thursday. Thank you for all the support. We had a lot of people who love these segments because we get to highlight people in the community. Yep. Today is a very special day today. We have our guests. Brendan and Kim Hogan of Jaydynn's Light, which is an organization that helps raise awareness about the dangers of fentanyl. Is it fentanyl or fentanyl?
Fentanyl. We've heard it say both.
Both ways, yeah. Good morning. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Jaydynn Light, because there's a story here that we want the people to hear about. And, of course, if you have any comments or questions, 303-893-3767. This is super important, and this is going to be heavy to some degree, but this is something that we need to do. Tell us what Jaydynn's Light is.
Jaydynn's Light was created after losing our daughter to fentanyl in July of 2021. So she had been celebrating with some friends for high school graduations after COVID. They did a double graduation that year, and our daughter graduated, her older sister, graduated just before, and they were out celebrating. That night she had some anxiety and wanted to just relax and mellow out while people were having their fun upstairs, and she was at a friend's house, and a trusted person that she loved and cared for deeply gave her a pill that she believed and they believed to be Percocet. Mm-hmm. So when that was given to her, she took it just to relax. She already suffered from anxiety as is, and being in a place that she's not used to, sparks different emotions for her in general. And she took half of a pill, unknowingly knowing that it was laced with fentanyl. She took a shower that night, went down and found a guest bedroom and stayed the night there. And then by the time anything could happen, it was too late for us. So it is very emotional just even talking those words. But we created Jaydynn's Light to honor her memory and to help anyone that has gone through it, who knows a family, a sister, a brother, a friend, anyone who has experienced loss in our way. Just to know what fentanyl is and to preach to our children and to our youth on it's not even worth trying. So our slogan is trying worth dying, because you don't want to just one pill can kill. It's don't even try it. She tried it. She unfortunately took the ultimate sacrifice. Yeah. And so since then, we're just trying to raise awareness, promote education, and educate those around us on knowing what it is, and be smarter than taking something from anyone you can't trust, or don't take anything from a friend's house anywhere. Just be cautious. Yeah.
What a beautiful way to honor your daughter. Okay, so just to read some of this here, over 150 people die every day nationally from overdoses related to synthetic opioids like fentanyl. In Colorado, on average, approximately 3 people die every day from synthetic opioids. Brendan, talk to us a little bit about, I know this is a difficult thing to even talk about, but the mission that you're on to get the awareness on, what is it like for you to be able to spread awareness and the feedback that you've been getting from the community and other people that you're sharing this with?
It's good to get out there. It's actually surprising how many people tell us we're brave for sharing our story. But it's nice to get the word out there. You'd be surprised at how many people don't actually know about fentanyl. Mm-hmm. At the time we lost Jaydynn, it was COVID. Right. And then this happened, and what's fentanyl? So then now we unfortunately know well more than we ever wanted to about it. But statistically, actually, the numbers are a little different. It's 300 a day in the U.S. now.
Oh, wow.
One every 5 minutes. If you want to put it in a bigger picture, we're having a 9/11 event every 2.5 weeks. Wow. And it's not being talked about enough. So the other thing is everybody uses the term overdose. But overdose by definition means excessive use of the drug. So if we're using that term, a youth, a kid's not going to think that one pill can kill me. So they need to understand that there is no safe dose. There is no safe way to do any drugs that you get. You cannot experiment. And so we're just talking to parents and telling them, you got to talk to your children about this and let them know that, they get asked the question, is trying worth dying? Because it's not. 7 to 10 pills are going to kill you. And then the other thing is people don't understand the amount of fentanyl it takes. If you picture this, 2 grains of salt. That's it.
Little specks.
Wow.
2 grains of salt is all it takes for somebody like me and you.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and that people have a hard time wrapping their head around that. Kids are, I'm bulletproof,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Especially how they design the pills now.
Yes.
You know, they have designer pills and look like logos that kids are familiar with, so on and so forth.
yeah, last year there was the colorful or the,
Yeah, they look
I
like
forget,
sweet
rainbow,
tarts,
rainbow
colors.
Rainbow fentanyl
Yep.
is what it was called. So,
So there's big concerns around Halloween and even the young kids at trick-or-treating and, I mean, double-checking everything, even worse than before.
Wow.
I mean, making them presentable for the younger population. And they're they're a huge reason why we do this, because we don't want anyone to suffer the loss that we have or feel what we've had to go through. And just to know, you know, what this drug can do to you. And how, like, trying is definitely not worth dying. It's not safe to explore anymore. You know, not like it was 15, 20 years ago, even 5 years
we were
ago.
growing
You
up,
know,
you know?
like
Right.
things are
Right.
a lot different now.
So what is the advice? Because, yeah, I think naturally young people want to explore. We all did it. Well, I don't want to assume.
Explore,
but,
yeah.
you know. So how do you help guide people through that phase?
I like to tell people peer pressure is going to get to you. And whether you think it will or not, at some point, you're going to be out and somebody's going to say, hey, let's do this, or let's try this.
Let's try it, yeah.
And again, if parents talk to their kids and have them think about that, they've got to think, is it worth dying? Because if I take this, there's a 70% chance I'll not wake up. You know, 1 pill, or in our case, half a pill, can kill you.
Because you just don't know, right? Is there a way to tell just by looking
They
at
have
something?
test strips now that you can use and utilize, but I mean, hopefully you don't even have to get to that point. Like, we don't want people to have to like think about it, but then test it. If you're going to do it, like, definitely find the test strips and make sure you have access to those. But we're just trying to get it in their mindset that it's not even worth that risk of like 70% chance that you can't come out of this if you take one little pill just experimenting. We're trying to preach that, you know, it's not even worth experimenting at that point,
Right.
because your life weighs so much more than anything else in this world.
If you don't get it from a pharmacy, from a doctor, don't take it.
Don't
Even
take
if it's
it. There you go.
Tylenol, or you think it's Tylenol that your friend is giving you, you don't know I guess there was that degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
You don't know, like, you may trust the person that's giving it to you. They may trust the person that they got it from, but you got to go like 6 people
Right.
deep to know that that's
it
what
came,
you are
yeah.
thinking it is.
Well, even those that you trust, even the doctors, there's still going to be abuse with those, and just knowing the dangers for any drug in general, but making sure it's coming from a trusted source regardless of use. But we don't want anyone to get something off the streets. You know, that's where a lot of people are going to with their Snapchat and TikTok
And everything,
deals
yeah.
and social media that makes it a whole different world than what we grew up in, for sure.
Yeah, so you brought us this, you called it a life-saving kit.
Yes.
Talk to me about what's inside this and why it's important to have something like this.
So we put these together, and we're giving them out to local businesses. Basically, it is what it is. It's a life-saving kit. It's got Narcan in it. Some of them also have Cloxato. I believe what we brought has Cloxato in there for you. The difference is Cloxato is double the dose of Narcan, so you're actually getting 4 doses in Cloxato as opposed to Narcan. But there's a big difference you need to understand is if you do come across somebody that's overdosing, you got to use the Narcan because we've been told that if they are an addict and they're overdosing, if you give them Cloxato and they come out of it, it can throw them into withdrawal like that.
Yes.
So we put these kits together. It's got information about Jaydynn's Light in it, and it's got the Narcan. Now, the ones that you guys got are a little bit different than the ones that we brought here. These ones, we partnered with the Colorado Department of Public Health and Education, and these ones that they're putting out now actually show you how to use it. So if you have never been trained in it, this will help you out in that. And so, it's 1 dose. Give them 3 minutes. If they don't come out, give them another dose. Typically, that will bring them out of it. But
The boxes also should have a QR code in there. You can scan it. So now there is a trackable way to, if you have to ever use it and use Narcan or Cloxato, you can scan the QR code, and it's actually going to document and send records to, I mean, like the DEA and everyone else to get records of where this is being used.
love
So
it.
that way they know, like, where is the problem areas, like, where is this happening most right now, and then to further address from those locations.
And that's through the Colorado Consortium. That's the barcode on the front of that. And it's anonymous. So anybody that downloads that app and reports it, it's sent anonymously.
It's anonymous.
Yeah. So
Right.
if a friend uses it for a friend and they don't want to get in trouble,
good.
it's okay. Their name's never going to be shared.
And how can you, as a parent or as a young person, and you have a friend, how can you tell the signs of either overdose or like fentanyl poisoning?
Well, unfortunately, with fentanyl, it's pretty instantaneous. You'll notice if they ingest it, it'll take a little bit of time. If they inhale it, which we now know that they're putting fentanyl in vapes, and some kids are actually smoking it. If you inhale it, it'll be instantaneous. It'll send that signal to your brain, and they'll pass out. They'll stop breathing immediately.
Their body will just start shutting down. It'll stop their airways and their breathing. And unfortunately, their bodies are just going to give up and shut down on them right away.
Wow. And the reference you used about salt, let's repeat that again. You said it was like
Two milligrams?
2 little milligrams
2
of
grains
salt.
of salt.
2 grains.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
like
2 specks.
Two specks.
Teeny, tiny
ladies and
specks of
gentlemen.
salt.
That's what we're talking about. Now, if you could mention some of the numbers, we were talking about it off air a little bit. There's some staggering numbers. Can you talk about that, like which you're legally allowed to have and so on? So there's a lot.
Oh, so within the Colorado laws right now, you can have on you at any time 1 to 4 grams of fentanyl. And if you get caught with that, if you say that you're not selling it, you can get charged with up to, I think, a $6,000 fine and very, very little jail time. But that 4 grams is enough to kill 5,000 people. As of this morning, I looked up the stats from the DEA's website. 33.5 million pills have been seized in the U.S. And to put that into perspective, that's 227 million potentially deadly doses.
Wow.
So 227 million deaths.
That is staggering. Now, we just got a text in. I want to read this a little bit from Danny. He's an advocate of the show, and he listens a lot. But he said, "Good morning. That is a great thing that you're doing. I have a high schooler, and we definitely tell her to never take anything from anybody, whether it's candy or a pill or anything. Do not take it. I love the words. It's trying worth dying." For all our parents who are out here listening right now, give them a message to pay attention, to be aware, and to get active and to get involved in how they can prevent these types of things happening.
I would just say to tell you, get comfortable with it. Get comfortable with having the difficult conversations. You don't have to be their friend to have these conversations. Get uncomfortable and make sure you're
comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, get comfortable being uncomfortable is the correct way to say that for sure. Just making sure that they're aware of any consequence in the world. It's not just just say no anymore. People are willing to try, but we need to get out there that your life is way more precious than attempting any pill take or any, vaping that could ingest it and have like quicker, more severe consequences and take your life a lot quicker than just, like we said, with ingesting it. That is instantaneous when that happens. So I would just tell the parents to talk to your kids, talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, make sure everybody's aware of the dangers that are out there and how to protect your children, and to get them involved. There's a lot of grief centers in like every city. They do volunteer work. They'll have little like youth groups that you sit together and just talk about stories. So get them involved in this, even with the school. And there's multiple ways to help out in the community. And I know that fentanyl is taking over in a lot of ways. And with Jaydynn's Light, we're always looking to, get a table and get the word out. If they want to do a presentation in their high school about it, like we're happy to send you information to get that out as a table. I had my cousin's daughter do that out of Grand Junction, and we mailed her, wristbands and pamphlets and anything we can do to help. So,
and any educators that are listening, we definitely want to get into schools and talk to the kids. The other thing parents can do too, and it's uncomfortable, again, be comfortable being uncomfortable, is, and I know kids don't want to do this, but make sure you know your kids' phones' passwords and check that. Because if they are on Snapchat, I absolutely dislike that app, but if they're on Snapchat and Telegram and a couple other ones that encrypt it or whatnot, kids are ordering these drugs to their door, and the parents don't know.
Through social media.
So it's
They're
all through
allowing
social
that?
media.
I mean, they can. You don't have to have an age restriction or anything. Or?
No, they're actually there is a lawsuit against Snapchat right now, and they're saying that they hold they have no accountability in it. But yet it's on your platform, so you're not taking accountability.
Snapchat for parents, I mean, that deletes. If they message their friends, those conversations delete after sending it. So you can't go back and look through Messenger on a text message or a Facebook Messenger to see what was talked about. It just deletes right away after it's sending unless they save it into their chat.
I haven't put it up yet, but I will after we're done today. Those that want to, if they go to our website, I'll have the emoji cheat sheet. Of what the drugs are and what they mean. So parents can look at that.
Parents should definitely take a look at that and know if you see them even a text message or people joking around about it, they're meaning something else. So I mean, my kids use abbreviations and I'm like, wait, what does this mean? I have to go to Google and find out these days. But now they're using these emojis that, mean one thing to us and then to them it's completely different.
That's important for them to know. Okay, give them the website so they'll know and spell that out for them too as well.
It's jaydynslight.org, JAYDYNNSLIGHT.org.
How did you come to Jaydyn's Light? I'm curious.
Jaydynn was a bright light in general. She would walk into a room and just light up everybody's life right as you came in. She had these piercing blue eyes, giant smile, super tiny little girl. And she would just light everyone's life up. And so when we lost her, we wanted to recognize her light and bring that back to everyone else and preach her story for her. Because I know for sure that if this had happened to her friends or any of her family, she'd be shouting this from the rooftops and she would not stop until her voice was heard loud enough. She would make her presence known. And so with Jaydyn's Light, we just want to bring her light back and allow that to guide us to try to raise awareness and try to educate others about this horrific drug, this pandemic that we're experiencing in our societies and our nation, and just trying to save her as anyone else that we can.
You're making her proud. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Thanks for spending some time with us and bringing this awareness. If you have any comments, again, and/or questions, we'll send you the information. One more time, the website?
jaydynslight.org, JAYDYNNSLIGHT.org. As soon as you go there, a pop-up will go up and you can sign up for our newsletter.
There you go. I'm going to sign up as well. Brendan and Kim Hogan, Jaydyn's Light. Thank you for being on Community Corner.
Thank you for having us.
It's 104.7 The Drop.